Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we've just had all the Skulls reveals and we have trailers for Space Marine to discuss. We have trailers for Darktide to discuss. There's also a currency system that I want to talk about which has been revealed over on the Steam website, a part of Darktide, which some people are losing their minds over, but it seems that it's not what people think it is. We've got a new game called Boltgun which looks absolutely fantastic. We have a new CRPG called Rogue Traders which looks good. So let's just jump in, let's go through everything, let's discuss everything from today's event. So of course, let's start with Space Marine because this is one of the big talking points. What we got was basically a kind of game update, nothing really showing off the game in full-flavored gameplay or anything like that. We got a little bits of gameplay which we'll go through in a second, but it was mostly dedicated towards what they're doing, what their universe is, how they understand how much Space Marine 2 means to us all. Now, in terms of gameplay, what actually we got to see, this is one of the images in the background. I'm going to go through all the interesting things that we got to see. This here shows that the world that we're actually fighting on, what we're playing on. As I said during the stream, this kind of, to me, looks like a cathedral world. It looks too nice, too pretty to be like a normal hive world. Like, you don't see like any of the toxic smog in the air. Yes, it looks a little bit cloudy because literally this thing is being built into the clouds. That's how spires and these kind of hive worlds work. They're literally built into the orbit of the planet. But like I said, it looks like a cathedral world, so maybe we're going to see some more like religious type things actually on this planet. It looks gorgeous. I'm just going to say that now. Everything that we got to see, and it was only a small amount of what we got to see, looked stunning. This next shot more or less confirms that we already something that we probably know. There's got to be mocap in there, but the interesting thing about it is that during this video, you got to see 3 people actually mocapping as Space Marines, which more or less confirms that we're going to have the kind of same setup that we had in Space Marine 1, where Titus is going to be followed around by 2 NPCs. I'm sure these NPCs will have dialogue, all that stuff that go along with them, where they follow you around and they basically help you purge the enemy. Of course, it's down to you to do all the main objectives, like kill the main bosses and everything like that, but these are just like filler characters that help move the story along. And as you can see with the image in the background again on the TV screen, they are both Primaris characters. In terms of who they are, we have no idea. Could one be Leandros? Is he still following Titus around? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now, this is another shot that also got shown off, and again, this more or less hints to what I was saying before about the cathedral world. It just looks too ornate to be something that you find in like a hive slum world or anything like that. The buildings, the structures, the grand scale of everything. This definitely looks like it belongs in a cathedral setting or something grander, grander-esque like that. But it's nice that we're seeing some of the environments. Again, the only downside to this is that we never got to see more of it. We never got to see like longer shots, panning shots, more stuff involving the game world. They've kind of gripped us, but we want more. And this is another shot that we got to see as well. And this time we actually see 2 Thunderhawks, 2 Ultramarine Thunderhawks. This may be related to the actual cinematic trailer that we got, you know, with the 2 Thunderhawks coming in. Maybe it's actually going to be 2 squads that we get to see in this game, you know, doing different objectives, fighting over certain stuff. Wouldn't it be cool if they announced that this game had like a co-op single player game? That is something I always wanted with Space Marine 1. Imagine if they actually brought that over to this game. I'm not saying that they've got to do that. I'm just saying that would be a big, massive announcement if they did do that. Another announcement is actually today's sponsor of this video. Now, let's take a quick break from the reveals and let's talk about today's sponsor, who is Skillshare. You're probably wondering, who is Skillshare? Well, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of different classes. These classes help to invest into yourself to make you become a better person. I'm currently taking the cinematic iPhone filmmaking class by Caleb and Niles Gray, because for those of you who don't know, I'm going to be filming bat reps very soon on my channel, and I want those bat reps to tell a story, and this course is helping me to understand how to use my equipment to tell that story and show it off the best way I can. If this is something that interests you, then the first 1,000 people to sign up using the link that is located in the description of this video will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare. Now you can begin and start exploring your creativity today. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to talking more reveals. Now, this next shot is probably one of the most interesting ones apart of everything that we got in-game, because it's showing Cadian guardsmen actually lining up other guardsmen, and it seems to be that they're about to execute them. Why are they executing their fellow guardsmen? I can only think of one thing: cowardice. They're about to shoot people who have probably fled the lines from the Tyranid invaders, and they've caught them, and they're basically going to put a lad's gun through their heads, because, you know, you either die for the Emperor or else. You either die for the Emperor or we kill you. I don't know how it works. It's the Imperium. They're all messed up. We are the bad guys. Well, everyone's a bad guy in 40k. That's how it works. But this is another cool shot, so I'm wondering if there's going to be like more of a storyline involved with the guardsmen, possibly. Someone mentioned on the stream, could these technically or possibly be gene-stealer cultists that have been infected, and they tried to turn against the guard, and, you know, they've basically been lined up and they're about to be executed. But then another person actually made the point, well, if they were that, then they would be actually running there at the guards, but not just standing there awaiting their death. But it's a cool little picture. Well, I say picture, it's a cool little clip of gameplay, and it makes you wonder what the hell is in store for the story for this game. This next one basically shows a Crash Thunderhawk. You can see it. You can see all like the front of it open, and Titus looking at. I would argue that this is probably going to be like at the start, Crash Thunderhawk, just to having flashbacks to Space Marine 1, where we basically started on a Thunderhawk. This is Titus's start. Again, I don't see any of his companions with him. Maybe they got separated. Maybe this is just a Crash Thunderhawk that you actually locate for a mission. But, you know, it's another glimpse inside of the game about what's going to be going on. I wonder what brought the Thunderhawk down. Was it Tyranid related? Or do you think there's going to be something else rather than Tyranids in this game? I'm still holding out that this game will actually have some form of chaos involvement. Nemeoth has to be back in some type of format. Demon Prince Nemeoth returning to take Titus's soul. Just like the guardsman image, this is also another image taken from in-game. This one actually shows like a Mechanicus Starfall or Starbase, whatever you want to call it. But the reason I'm calling it a Starbase, because in the bottom right-hand corner of this, you can actually see like a planet, and you can see like, I think that's a Corvette ship as well. So I'm not too sure what this involves. The Mechanicus are here. Maybe this actually is a Forge World again, and we're going back to another Forge World planet. Hopefully we're not, because I want something different rather than another Forge World. What we can see that there's a lot of debris falling down. Is this the Tyranids entering the system? Is something exploded above them? Hopefully we get to be involved in some kind of star battle. How cool would that be? Arriving above the planet, and we're like, you know, barrage upon barrage of guns going out fighting the Tyranid swarms above the planet. That would be really, really cool. But yeah, again, another cool little bit of gameplay. I say gameplay, game footage, because there's really, you don't see any Space Marines. That makes you wonder what the hell is going on with the storyline of this game. And that's really all we had for Space Marine. I know a lot of us were disappointed. Maybe we overhyped it. Maybe I overhyped it. I'm sorry, everyone. Don't blame me. I know everyone was blaming me on the live stream, right? It's not my fault. Of course, we want to see, you know, the multiplayer. We want to see more gameplay. We wanted to learn more about the story. But as I said, this game is at least 1 year away. So they've got a lot of time to build on it, to show us everything that's going to be going on. I'm sure in the coming months, you know, towards the end of the year to the start of next year, we're going to start seeing some big things in terms of Space Marine 2. And I, for one, cannot wait. Now, this next game is called Boltgun, and this was a brand new announcement. I knew nothing about this, and it kind of opened up. You've probably seen the trailer in the background now, like a guy like moving out, and I thought, like, it's just kind of like a Toy Story-esque thing, and it was like back in the day when I used to collect Space Marines, it showed off like the old models and stuff, and then the trailer just like completely switched up, and it showed us like an old like Doom-esque type of game, but you're a Space Marine just going forward and just literally purging everything inside. There's Chaos Space Marines in there, Chaos Demons and stuff, and I have to say, it looks really fun. I don't think you're going to have like that much story to this game at all. It's just going in, jumping in, and just killing as many things as possible. This is kind of going to be like a Doom game, but as Space Marines, or as a Space Marine, you go around just completely purging. Like the footage in the background is just, it looks so cool and looks so fun. And like came out of nowhere, but really, really, really excited for this one. Another big talking point, of course, is Darktide. We got a brand new trailer, this time giving us more information about the story, some of the characters you gotta play, kind of like a penal legion kind of thing. They're taking people from like prison and stuff, the faithful people. We kind of got with that first couple of shots, like showing what's going on now, like a train full of plague, all the citizens getting infected, all that kind of, you know, cool stuff that you expect with Nurgle, 40k, the grim darkness, everything like that. Now, my only talking point, well, I say top man, not really talking point, my only downside to this so far is that I expected to see some actual gameplay footage of this game. As much as I love these awesome trailers, because that's what they are amazing, I love seeing stuff like this, I wanted to see what this game actually looks like. We've only seen little glimpses of it, but it has been confirmed now as I've been editing this video, and just after we actually did the stream, that they are going to be showing a full gameplay next week for another event. So I will be doing a full video dedicated to that at a later date. Now, there's one other talking point, and that is what's going on the Steam store with this game. So if you look at the image of the background right now, and if you actually go to your Steam store yourself, you can view this yourself. If you go to like one of the bundle options, it has something 2,500 Aquillas, and it's got in brackets premium currency. Now, this was sent just before we actually went live, and a lot of people in chat were like, oh my god, what is this? Is this going to be like a pay-to-win game? Are you going to be paying for like to make yourself more powerful and stuff? I was concerned at that, but some people have then come onto the stream and informed me and informed others that this is basically what it has in Vermintide, where you have a currency system where it's basically for you to buy fancy things, cosmetic things, nothing that makes you powerful in game, which again, as I said on the stream, I am fine with. I don't mind paying for a fancy hat, like a fancy tattoo, if that's what I want to do. The last thing I want is to be buying a gun that is going to make me better than you in the game because my gun puts out more fire, more damage and stuff like that. That is something I cannot agree with. Fancy stuff is okay, but when you start buying power in game, that's when it becomes a problem. Looking forward to see that rest of that gameplay footage. Like I said, I'm sure this is going to be a fun game to play. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Just want to see that gameplay and actually experience what this game actually has. I want to learn more about the classes and stuff. Now, another big announcement was from Owlcat Games. If you recognize Owlcat Games, they made the Pathfinder games. I have never played a Pathfinder game before, but I've only heard good things about it. And this is a new rogue trader game. It is a CRPG game. Now, I actually learned a little bit of information about this early in the day because someone contacted me and said, hey, Valrak, I think they're about to announce an RPG role trader game because some information leaked. And lo and behold, here we go. We can actually see the trailer in the background. We don't really know that much about it so far. We just got like the trailer, some gameplay footage and stuff. Again, what you see in the background, it's all like pre-alpha, it says. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be based around how Pathfinder works, right? That's what I think, and it may be different, but if the company who made the Pathfinder games and it's kind of looking like a Pathfinder game, I think they more or less use like the same mechanics, same type of systems, which has worked for them in the past. I can't see them completely changing everything as before. But from what we've seen, it kind of looks cool. Of course, I want to see more about this, learn more about it, to see what it actually is. Is it going to be a good game? Is it going to be a bad game like that? Because as I always stated, you can make anything look good in a trailer. So we'll just have to wait to see and get more information on this. I will say though, the animation, like the 2D animation, whatever you want to call it, I thought that was pretty cool in this. Better than anything that Warhammer Plus has put out, I would say. But yeah, there we go. That is another big game announcement from this event. And that's really it with the big game announcements. There was some mobile game announcements, but I'm not going to cover them. There was some card game announcements, but I'm not really going to cover them until I learn a little bit more about it. I love card games, but sometimes they can be a money pit, so I don't really want to talk about them too much until I learn a little bit more about them. But I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on everything that we've discussed, the Space Marine stuff, the Dark Tide stuff, the Rogue Trader, the Boltgun game. Let me know what you think down below, and we can have a nice little talk down there as we always do. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching as always. You're all amazing. Thank you for all coming to the watch along today. It was literally one of the best things I've experienced in my life. We're all just laughing at each other. So thank you if you took part in that. And yeah, as I stated, post down below and we can have a nice talk down there. See you now. Have a great day and bye-bye.